Hey everyone, welcome to the channel or welcome back. So I'm going to be doing a very overdue update for Partners in Cream. So in the spirit of getting myself back on track and doing updates on time, I have an update. Is it the best update? No. Is it a good update? Probably not. Fair warning, everything in this has either been used a lot or barely used at all, and there's like no in between. So let's start off with the things that didn't get used a lot, and those would be the lip products. So basically in March things got really hectic for a bunch of reasons, school and also just like personal life stuff. So I found a good way to trick myself into actually doing things and being productive was to make myself go to campus and work in the office off our lab, and I found that that was really helpful for productivity. Not super helpful for actually using makeup though, because the university still has a mask mandate, so I was wearing a mask for like 8 to 9 hours a day for like 5 days a week for almost 2 months. So I really wasn't wearing like a lot of these, even though one of my lip products is technically mask proof. It just wasn't really something that I was thinking about, and for some reason like the feel of liquid lipsticks against a mask is not something that I'm a fan of, so these got a little bit neglected. First one that I thought I was going to be finished and was hoping to be finished was my e.l.f. Sheer Slick in the shade Wild Peach. I'm going to edit in photos of where this is on my notebook because I realized when I was rewatching my last video you actually can't see anything, so I'm gonna put up photos, but realistically this looks I think pretty much the exact same. I just did a comparison before I sat down to film, and this really hasn't moved a whole lot. Normally I like do wear some kind of like chapstick or something to bed, but this is pigmented so it will get all over my pillow and my face, so this is not something that I put on like, you know, when I was getting home at 8 p.m. this was not going on my lips basically. So this has been used a handful of times, but not enough to see a lot of movement. I'm thinking if I pick up the pace on this one, I don't want to be too optimistic, but maybe this could be done by the next month. I like this formula, but I'm about ready to be done with anything this color, at least on my complexion. And then my next one, my CoverGirl Outlast Liquid Lipsticks. I've used this one 3 times, and like this is definitely coming down the home stretch. It is windowing pretty significantly, and when I pull this out, there's not, well, there is actually some coming out. I do think I probably have a few more months left on this. I do definitely just need to pick up the pace on this one. It is a really lovely peachy color, and I think it'll be really good for this time of year. I think now that I no longer have to wear a mask at least as much on campus, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a little bit more use out of that one. And then I do have a little bit of progress on the balm that comes with this. So this one is pretty much finished. It had a little bit more on it as of the last update, but again, like I generally use them together, so I'm not surprised that this one hasn't moved a ton, but it is very close to being finished, so I think that I'll probably have this one done by the next update. So those are the ones that I haven't really used. Since finishing exams, I've been trying to reach into my ABH Brow Wiz a little bit more. I try not to use this like too many consecutive days because I think there's something in this that my skin doesn't like. If I use it too frequently, it'll kind of make me get like little bumps in my eyebrows. I don't know if that's happened to anybody else. I feel like I saw somebody talking about that somewhere. I have made a little bit of progress on this one. I've used it 8 times. Most of those have been in the last like 2 weeks since I finished exams. I do have a little bit of progress. This is how much I have left. So with the way I use brow pencils, this is definitely a couple months of product left, but I do think that I'm coming down the home stretch with this one, which is nice to see, and I have made some progress on this one since the last update. The lines actually have moved a little bit. I think that I would like to have this one finished by September. Like if I'm going back to school in the fall, I would like to have this out of my collection by that point, but I'm not rushing to have this finished by the next month or even the month after because I think that's unrealistic, and realistically I don't do my brows every day, or if I do, I'll use brow gel. This is more for like a little bit of extra structure when I'm filming. I'm just going to continue working on this one, and hopefully if I can just continue making steady progress on this one, I'll have it done within the next few months. So those are the products that I didn't really use. I do have some that I actually have used a bunch. So my concealer looks virtually the same because I knocked it over, but the line was sitting like up to about here as of the last update. We are now down to about here, and I think that the product itself is actually sitting down about here. I am quite close to having this one finished. I mean, with the amount of this that I need, because this is obviously paler than me and I am mixing it, I definitely think that this will be in for a couple more months, but I would like to have this one finished by the end of the summer, and I feel like I'm getting there on this one. So, and I have been enjoying using this one. I just do need to mix it, and again, towards the end of the semester I was using this occasionally, but if I was really in a hurry, like my mask was up to here, so nobody was really looking too much at my under eye circles anyway, but I did manage to get 22 uses on this. There is definitely obviously less product in it, which is great to see. So next up I have my Quo Beauty Liquid Blush. I have really been enjoying this. This is such a pretty color. It's not something that I thought I would like, but I really like the color. I like the formula. I'm wearing it today. It does fade a little bit, at least on me throughout the day. It could also be because I'm putting it on top of concealer, and I find that sometimes cream products will fade a little bit faster that way, but I do really like this. It's got a really nice sheen to it, and it is finally starting to lose its like new tube look. Like, it's definitely starting to pinch in here, and that's because I've used it about 21 times, so I am definitely making some progress on this. I know I'm not going to finish it in this project, but I did just want to use it and get some more use out of it and just sort of like enjoy it. I think I'll probably leave this in till the end of the summer, and then I'll consider replacing it with something else, but for right now this one is going to stay in, and I'm going to continue using it. If you like a sunburnt blush sort of look, I think this is really great. I say that like everybody has access to Quo, which I think it's Canadian only, but if you are Canadian, I would highly recommend these. They're not crazy expensive, and the formula is really nice. So last but not least, I have my highlighter, and so I've been working on the ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Flexitarian, and I have been really in love with this. I'm wearing it today, and you can kind of build it up and make it more blinding, or I find you can sheer it out with a brush or a beauty blender and it gives you more of that like sort of wet looking sheen. This isn't necessarily the most natural highlighter that I own, but I actually really like it, and I've been really enjoying wearing it. And this for a while there became my daily highlighter, especially towards the end of the semester because I didn't have to think too hard about it. And so I've used this one 28 times since the last update, so it has definitely gotten a lot of use. I think it still looks functionally the same as the last progress photo that I have. Up until this morning I had actually hit pan on it, but when I was going with my fingers to apply it, I kind of like squished it back in place. But I mean, there definitely was a very tiny pan on this one, but I'm just really enjoying reaching for it. I think that I'll probably want to switch this one out as of the next update, which I believe is the next quarterly refresh, for something a little bit more warm toned and summery, but this is such a favorite and I understand why it's called classic. I didn't feel super strongly about this one at first, but I have been really enjoying it recently, so I'm gonna leave this in and continue working on it. So those are all of my products that I've been working on for right now. I don't have any finished products, although I'm super close on a couple, so hopefully I will finally be able to roll some things out by the next update because I finished them. So I'm thinking by the next update I would really like to have the sheer slick done, and I am super close to having this bad boy done as well, so I think I can make that happen and just hopefully have a little bit more even usage on everything else. Like I said, it was kind of like feast or famine on these over the last couple months, but I'm hoping with a little bit more stability I will be a little bit more evenly distributed on my usage. That made sense, right? So anyway, that's everything that I have for this update. If you enjoyed watching, feel free to give it a like. If you're not already subscribed and you want to see more of my face, I am uploading Project Pan and new beauty content roughly once a week or so when I can. So if that sounds interesting, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!